If I seemed disappointed while listening to this album the first time, I'll liken it to this. Imagine you really want a slice of lemon meringue pie, but then you go to the place and there is no lemon meringue pie, but they do have lemon cake. Good morning, afternoon, and or evening. My name is Derek, aka Professor Silly, and welcome to my journey through the history of heavy metal albums. What is heavy metal? Well, it doesn't really matter for us to define it. Different people define it in different ways. What I'm doing here is I'm listening to any album that is considered by either critics or by fans to be important to the history of heavy metal music. Who am I, and why does my opinion matter? My opinion doesn't matter. I'm just a Gen X musician that played some heavy metal in my past, and I wanted to experience some of those albums that I never quite got around to listening to in the first place. And so here we are. Now, in order to keep this channel going and keep the videos up, I do need to consider copyright law and keep things fair use. For that reason, I will be talking over the music. That is what makes these videos okay to be on YouTube. I will put a link to the original album in my description, so if you want to go check out that album without me yammering over it, you should definitely do that. Finally, I don't think I should rate anything based on a single listen, so I gave this Rainbow album a first-time listen a week ago, and then I listened to it all week. I'm going to show you my initial reaction to the first time that I listened to it, and then I'm going to come back and give you my final thoughts. The last Rainbow album, the second Rainbow album, I ranked it 2 out of, I ranked it 2 out of 5 stars. I hated it. No. Last Rainbow album, I ranked it S tier. I thought it was brilliant. I thought Dio's lyrics especially were just surprisingly good throughout. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I wasn't necessarily planning on doing any more Rainbow because that was the one that got all of the kudos. But how many people recommended I listen to Rainbow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different commenters all said, no. You should definitely do the next Rainbow album too. 11, that's one of the higher numbers I've been seeing. Like that's normally like 3 to 5 is about typical. When I get 11 different people all saying, no, this album, like, I'm usually in for a good time. So I'm looking forward to this. Looks like there's 8 tracks released in 1978. What else do I know about it? Not much. I don't do a lot of research. Recorded between May and December of 1977, released in April of 78. And that is all I know about it. I don't like to do a lot of research. I haven't read up anything about lineup changes or anything like that. When I put the song titles down, I'll put who wrote what. But as of right now, I don't know any of that. So I don't know if there's any covers on this album. I wouldn't imagine so. There wasn't on the last one. But I have it pulled up in YouTube Music. It looks like the first song is the title track, Long Live Rock and Roll, with 4.2 million plays. Okay. I mean, it's Dio. Nice change. I mean, after staying class, so the bar has been raised. good, but it's a great groove. I have thoughts. I don't want to rant over it though. I'll wait. We're gonna have a 70s fade out. All right, not gonna be an ageist about it, but let that fade out actually properly fade out. There we go. All right, so Rainbow is kind of a oddity in this era that we have reached of early 1978. All the rest of the music, pretty much, is all the baby boomer generation. This band is the oddballs out. Both Richie Blackmore and Ronnie James Dio are older. They're part of the silent generation. So we got kind of a, you know, the one of, if one was part of the baby boomer generation of this time period, one might say, well, these are the dinosaurs. And frankly, that first song right there that we just listened to doesn't, especially after Stained Glass, it feels like a throwback. Part of what I loved about the last Rainbow album was Dio's lyrics being all like, you know, running with the wolf and Terror Woman and the lyrics were very, you know, fantasy, which is kind of what Dio does. Lyrically, I mean, I don't have the lyrics pulled up, but this felt very pedestrian, lyrically speaking. The music is good. It's what I, you know, it's as being a big Deep Purple fan, this musically it's everything I would want from a hard rock band. But honestly, this felt more like Bad Company than Judas Priest. Just saying. And it seemed to kind of go on a little long. Part of what I loved about Dio on the last album is that he seemed really good at keeping things changing so that it never got stale. And I didn't feel that on this song. Granted, it's only the first song out of 8. But I also mentioned during the Stained Class video that I felt that it had raised the bar of what an S-tier album should be. And only one song on the last Rainbow album made it to my Perfectly Metal playlist. But Stained Class was knocking out all of the earlier 70s stuff, like all the Deep Purple got knocked, as far as I know, got knocked off that playlist. The couple Led Zeppelin songs got knocked off the playlist by Judas Priest. So Judas Priest raised the bar. And I don't know if, I'm not sure if Rainbow is going to be able to compete with that, honestly. Especially, and I don't know, I try not to do research, but Dio quits some point because he joins Black Sabbath, 1980. So he's not long for this band, and I wonder if Blackmore, who's an amazing guitar player and incredibly influential to metal, but I wonder if Blackmore was still trying to push toward world domination, and thus not doing what Dio wanted to do. And that's why Dio left. I don't know. That would make sense to me. Lady of the Lake. Now this already sounds more fantasy oriented than the first one, so we're probably in good realm here, but not as many views. 2.6 million views or plays versus 4.2. Okay, already I like this way better. Yes. Yeah. There's some interesting stuff happening in this track. Let's push the... Don't peek behind the curtain. Is that keyboard or vocals? I'm guessing it's keyboard. Kind of a restrained solo. like that better than the first track. It still doesn't seem. It feels like it's missing something from the last album. I don't know. I suppose. I mean, listening to them side by side might help, like track by track between the two albums. That had a lot of what the first track was missing for me, but it's still just, I don't know. Not sure how I feel about it. All right, LA Connection. Some kind of weird opening. Yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's not even just merely good. It's great. I don't know. I just was expecting something more mind-blowing. And it's not blowing my mind. I mean, performance-wise, it sounds like Dio's trying. That's very well crafted. Weird. Even some of the stuff on that last Scorpions album was heavier than this. It's not especially heavy. Long fade out. Wow. Now, the next track is Gates of Babylon. I don't think I heard that. I have heard I heard a live version of Kill the King because I was watching a live performance, and it was dated before this album, but it looks like they'd already were starting to play that song. So I have heard that song once. Gates of Babylon I haven't heard. And these next two tracks have the most plays besides Rainbow Eyes, which is the last track. So Gates of Babylon with 8.2 million plays. Now, maybe that's saying something. Let's see what this one's about. Okay, again, starting with keyboard. Ominous keyboard. Getting kind of a Middle Eastern feel. Almost has a bit of a John Carpenter movie feel. Leading heavily into the Middle Eastern. It's interesting. All right, well. I'm curious about the lineup. There's a lineup change between these two albums. What was the name on the track on the last one? Stargazer. I don't think it's as compelling or as epic as Stargazer was. Although, it's reminding me a little bit of some of that early Ozzy Osbourne solo stuff that's going to come out a couple years later. Nice use of triplets. These are what, half note triplets? Weird. All right, that was side one. If I was ranking it based on just initial reaction, maybe as high as A, maybe as low as B. I don't know. I mean, it's good, but I don't know. I was just expecting. I liked the last album so much, Rising, that I was. Of course, Rising made a bunch of lists for top 100 metal albums. This one did not. So it doesn't seem like it's as critically acclaimed. But again, 11 different people said, no, don't skip it. So, All right, Kill the King. I've heard this one at least once. This one's got the second most plays at 9.2 million. I like this groove. See, now why can't the rest of the album be like this? Good drumming. I got the simple chokes.
Kill
Yeah, I'm liking this way better. This is what I was more like what I was hoping for this album. Yes. Okay. Key change. Tight. Now see, yeah, that's probably a 5-star song for me right there. Probably going on to the Perfectly Metal sound playlist. That's what I'm talking about. That was great. What was up side one? All right, maybe the whole side two will all be heavier like that. Here's hoping. Got The Shed, Sensitive Delight, and then Rainbow Eyes. All right. The Shed. Are we going to have anything else besides guitar? Yes. Yeah, there's an intensity here that the whole first side was missing. A little bit bluesy, but not in a boring way. Yeah, those of you that have been watching for a while know that I don't always love bluesy stuff, but this is working for me. It's almost done, too. Okay. All right. Dug that. Great. Two more tracks. Sensitive to Light is the next one. It has got the least amount of plays, and it is the shortest. Not sure what that means. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I mean, all right. I mean, the songwriting, it's not pushing the envelope, but I like the intensity. go. Okay. That was all right. So I feel like this is a little bit more of a mixed bag than the last album. There's songs that I can't quite wrap my brain around what they were thinking. Then there's some songs that I think are amazing. But that's why I listened to it for a full week, because those songs I can't quite wrap my brain around, especially on the first half of the album. Like, they might grow on me, or I may come to the conclusion like I just don't care for them. I don't know. We'll see. Right, one more track. It is the longest and it's got the most plays, 10 million plays and 7.5 minutes. Rainbow Eyes. Here's hoping it is just epic as fuck. I mean, if you're going to do an epic song, almost reminds me a little of Clapton.
She's been gone since yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I didn't care.
No? Oh, flute.
Never cared for yesterday's fancies in the air. No sighs or mysteries.
Suspicious face.
No broken harmonies, but I've lost my way. She had love should be a simple blend, a whispering on the shore.
If this is 7.5 minutes of folky ballad,
No clever
it's going to bring the rating of the entire album way down.
they lead to nevermore. No sighs or mystery. She lay golden in the sun. No broken harmonies, but I've lost my way. She had rainbow eyes, rainbow eyes, rainbow
Almost halfway done. I'm losing hope that it's going to get epic and heavy, epically heavy.
summer
This is some Ren Fair bullshit is what this is. Flip a table.
they've taken down the fair, and all the lights have died somehow. Oh, were they ever there? No signs of mystery. She lay cold in the sun.
How is this the one that's got has 10 million plays?
No broken harmonies, but I've lost my way. She had rainbow
We're 2/3 done, and there's been no epic heaviness at all. Fucking A. Good lord. This track is like a cock tease version of Stairway to Heaven. If this is your favorite track, I apologize. But we have very different tastes in music. Oh, this is going to be painful to try to work out to. I'll try to focus this song on my walks rather than my workouts. Well, at least it's soothing, I guess. Do we have a almost a full minute fade out? All right, let's put my brain into the time period. You're listening to it on headphones, and you're going to bed, and you have that song that help you drift off to sleep. Which is all well and good. But if you're listening to it in your car, and you fall asleep while driving your car, and you wreck, and you crash, okay, I didn't like that song. Clearly. I may go so far, maybe end up wanting that I end up hating by the end of the week. Or maybe I'll find things to appreciate about it, even if I don't like it. Oh, boy. Okay. That's an album. Highlight for me definitely was Kill the King. So there's at least one song that I think was absolutely amazing, and there's some good stuff on here, and then there's some stuff that I just don't know about. I don't know, guys. Right. Well, I'm going to listen to this for a week. Got some places I have to go, so I'll listen to it in the car as well as at the gym and during both morning and evening walks. And I'll be right back to tell you my final thoughts on this third Rainbow album. So if I seem disappointed, it's because, I wanted lemon meringue pie, which is one of my favorite desserts ever. And then all they had was glazed lemon bundt cake. I'm still going to have 2 or 3 slices of it. As I listen to this album over the course of the week, it's a really good album. It's really good. So, of course, I don't like to do any research before I listen to an album. I like to go into the album pretty blind. But then I like to do some research while I'm listening to it. So I'm listening to it, and I'm just finding the instrumentation just kind of off based on what I had with Rainbow Rising. It just doesn't feel as there's something missing in it. So I looked up some of the history of it. Richie Blackmore fired the bass player and the keyboard player like super early into the process, and then he redid like all the bass parts basically. So the bass player on Rising isn't on this album. And it's one of my pet peeves when even a great guitar, but any guitar player, but especially great guitar players think that, oh, I can just play the bass parts. It's a different instrument. It requires a different sensibility. Bass isn't just a lower pitched guitar. The bass creates the chordal foundation for what's going on. And it is percussion. It's part of the rhythm section. So it tends to create the drive of what makes the head bop. And guitar players most of the time just don't seem to understand that. They just play the root note of whatever they're doing on the guitar. They just treat it as a lower string of their guitar. So the first several tracks, like the bass is non-existent, basically. It's present, but it's not doing anything interesting or cool. So then comes on Gates of Babylon, and suddenly the bass part's doing stuff, interesting stuff, cool stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought Richie Blackmore played all the bass parts. No, he brought in another bass player to play on a couple of tracks, including Gates of Babylon, and Kill the King. Bob Daisley, had never heard that name before, so I looked him up. Yeah, we'll be hearing more of Bob Daisley. He plays on Ozzy Osbourne's solo stuff starting in 1980. So Blizzard of Oz, and then Diary of a Madman, I think it's called. So like Mr. Crowley, all of those early Randy Rhoads tracks. Bob Daisley's playing the bass parts on that. I've learned his bass parts before because I learned some of those early Ozzy Osbourne solo album songs when I was early on in my metal cover band days. So that was a nice little discovery. I was happy to discover that. The keyboard player that he brought in for Gates of Babylon also was a different keyboard player. And the one part of Gates of Babylon that, in my mind, kind of saved the song is what's going on during the solo. Apparently that other keyboard player wrote that part. So the people he brought in were good additions. I wish they would have been playing throughout the album. That would have been, I think, a lot better. Any other notes I want to bring up? No, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the songs. So, Kill the King. Everything I was hoping to hear on this album. I think it's every bit as good as everything else that's on Rainbow Rising. It's going onto my Perfectly Metal playlist. It's perfect. I love it. I'm glad I listened to this album just for that song alone, if nothing else. Sensitive to Light, almost as good. I love the tempo. I love the groove of it. I really enjoyed both of those tracks. Now, Lady of the Lake feels more like it's sort of the sword and sorcery thing that Dio really nailed on Rising, but I don't love it as much. Now, granted, this is one of the tracks that Richie Blackmore is playing bass on. I think that might have been part of it. The Shed, love it. Driving, love it. Now, the next two, Long Live Rock and Roll, LA Connection. Not only did I not get lemon meringue pie, not only did I not get glazed lemon bundt cake, but they did have lemon sherbet or lemon sorbet, and I do love lemon. So they're good. They're good, solid songs. I was hoping for more of the sword and sorcery stuff from Dio, and lyrically they're both kind of mundane. Also, both these tracks, Richie Blackmore's playing bass on, and that does knock it down. On the other hand, because the bass is so far non-existent as far as I'm concerned, it really allows Cozy's drumming to come through. I watched some live performances of both those songs. They're solid. The musicianship on them is solid. And Dio's performance is solid. So they're still really good songs. Gates of Babylon, we got the better bass lines. We got that epic part that was written by the other keyboard player. But just overall, compared to, say, like Kashmir or Stargazer on Rainbow Rising, it just doesn't quite hold up for me compared to the other. It's still a really good song. It's still a high B as far as I'm concerned, but not quite as good as everything else on the album, with the exception of Rainbow Eyes, which I didn't like it the first time I listened to it. I didn't like it the second, the third, the fourth time. And after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm not listening to it anymore. I really don't like what they're doing here. There's nothing that I find enjoyable or interesting or intriguing in that kind of music. I like to imagine that was the final straw for Dio to quit. That Dio and I are on the same page as far as that goes. I think during the first listen, I called it some Ren Fair bullshit. And that's still where I'm at with it. I was hoping it might move up slightly into like a C range, but no, it didn't. I could have hated it more, granted, and it would be one step lower. Got a 1.5, not a 1. So these are my songs. So based on that, with all that, it should come as no surprise, a solid A tier album. My green screen is a little bit off. Here, let's move that over. Well, that's the wrong way. You can see my library. Library back there. All of my dangerous tomes of occult knowledge. I could use that as my backdrop and move my whole setup over there, but nah. I like being over by the window. Anyway, solid A tier. I don't like it as much as Rainbow Rising. But I feel that the folks who recommended it kind of coach it that way. It's like, it's not as good as Rising, but it's still worth checking out. And agreed. For Kill the King alone, it was worth checking out. And there's more good songs than that. I'm gonna like everything that's like what, four and higher. So like 4 songs are gonna go on my liked music. And I sometimes will put on, if I just wanted to just listen to some random stuff that I know I'm going to enjoy all of it, I'll put on that on my YouTube music, like on drives, long drives, for example. That would be where I would use that, because I know that I'm going to like every single song. So 4 tracks, half the album is going into that category. Pretty solid. Right. So turning our attention to next week and beyond. AC/DC Powerage. I've never listened to any AC/DC album all the way through. Not even Back in Black. This one, the dubious Kerrang! Top 100 listed Powerage. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people have seconded and voted yay on me covering AC/DC Powerage. So I wouldn't have taken Kerrang's word for it by itself, but you get 5 other people saying absolutely check it out. Cool, I'll check it out. Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous, 3 people have recommended that I check that one out. I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy that more than the studio stuff. UFO, Obsession, also on Kerrang's Top 100 list, and 5 people have recommended that that's a really good one from them. Looking forward to it. Scorpions Tokyo Tapes, not on any list, but it's the last Uli Roth album. I've enjoyed the other ones with him on guitar, and 4 people have recommended it. So there we go. Not on my list is Blue Oyster Cult's Some Enchanted Evening. I've heard that album. I own that. I got it as a part of a box set with the DVD. Kerrang put it in their top 100. Nobody else has recommended it necessarily. I'm familiar with it. If you think I really should like do a full episode to it, cool, let me know. But otherwise, like I may come back and do a short on it at some point. It's a great album. I like it. Black Sabbath, Never Say Die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people have recommended that I don't skip it. So we're doing it. Rush Hemispheres. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people have recommended Rush Hemispheres. So we're doing it. Judas Priest, Killing Machine, a.k.a. Hell Bent for Leather. I've gotten 5 recommendations for that. So I'm doing it. That is all of 1978. I've had 1 request for The Dictators. So let me know if you think I should do Blood Brothers by The Dictators. I've gotten 1 request for Nazareth No Mean City. I've gotten 1 request for Accept's debut. So if you think I really should hit those 3 albums in here, let me know. Otherwise, I may come back and do shorts on them later. Scorpions, Love Drive. IGN has it on a list. Screen Rant has it on a list, and a couple people have recommended it. So we're doing that one. Motorhead, Overkill, Kerrang's Top 100, Screen Rant's got it. 1, 2, 3, 5 people have recommended it. I'm really looking forward to that. That is the first album that could be considered proper speed metal. And then UFO Strangers in the Night has gotten a ton. It's on Kerrang's list. It's gotten a ton of requests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the live one. And it seems to be the consensus in the comments that UFO is one of those bands that they're so much better live than their studio albums would suggest. Van Halen 2 is on Kerrang's list, but nobody has actually suggested it other than that. So it's not in the queue as of right now. Electric Sun Earthquake has gotten 3 requests. The origin of neoclassical metal. Thin Lizzy Black Rose has gotten a couple requests. Not enough to have it in the queue. Remember, unless it's particularly influential to metal, I would just as soon skip it. Rush Through Time has gotten 2 requests. Let me know if I shouldn't skip it. But then Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. It's on Kerrang's list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 viewers have commented saying that I shouldn't skip it and that it's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then after that, not on this bottom row, but the one that would come after that would be Riot Narita. It's gotten like 5 requests. So the second Riot album is going to be on the queue next week. Ish. So that is what is coming up. If there's anything else I didn't mention in this time period of 1978 to 1979 that you think is particularly metal or influential to metal, let me know in a comment. I do respond to every comment eventually. I'm only one man. I don't have a team. I have to do it all myself. But I will read it and I will respond to it so that you know I read it. And let's keep the comments. It's okay for us to disagree. It's okay for us to debate things. I do not want to see any name calling in my comment section. If I see anybody engaging in name calling, I'm going to delete your comment. Or bullying of any kind. The metal community is not a place for fucking bullying. You go to any good mosh pit, you will see what the metal brotherhood is really about. Yes, we will knock into each other, but if somebody falls, we pick them up. So I have a zero tolerance policy on that. If I see any name calling or bullying, I'm deleting your comment. And if I see it from you more than once or twice, then I'm going to ban you. And you can fuck on and off. Because this is going to be a positive space. And we're going to experience music together, we're going to experience metal together, and we're going to have a good time doing it. If you can't play nice in that way, then you can find some other place to be. So, on that glorious note, I hope you have a great rest of your whatever, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta.